as always, thank you very much for taking the time and speaking to us. We'll, of course, keep our viewers updated on that unfurling situation in Iran as soon as we get the information required. We move over to Norway now, and the organisation that oversees the Nobel Peace Prize has rejected recent suggestions that the Venezuelan opposition leader, María Corina Machado, could give or share her award with President Donald Trump. The Norwegian Nobel Institute shut down the idea after Machado suggested that she might transfer the prestigious award to Trump earlier this week. This comes as María Corina Machado is scheduled to visit Washington, D.C. this week to meet with President Donald Trump and other officials. The high-profile meeting is expected to focus on international issues and the political transition in Venezuela following Maduro's capture and the installation of an interim government under Delcy Rodriguez. Discussions may also cover plans for rebuilding Venezuela's infrastructure, particularly the oil industry, with potential significant investment from US companies. Joining us now to discuss this is Glenn Grant. He's the ex-advisor to the Defense Minister of Ukraine and a geopolitical commentator. He joins us live from Riga in Latvia. Glenn, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think about this? The Nobel Peace Prize, a long, prestigious award, now seemingly being politicized in some way or the other. The movements of a possible appeasement towards Donald Trump by the winner of last year's award. What do you think of this? Has the Nobel Prize become a tool of leverage here?
That's a good question. I mean, I think this is less about the Peace Prize than it is about internal Venezuelan politics. I mean, I think that Machado, who was the opposition, or the strongest opposition at the time to Maduro, possibly thought that Trump would actually turn and give her the power, but he didn't. He went for Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is a much stronger and better politician overall, and has a much greater chance of running and leading the country and bringing it back into some semblance of order than Machado does. So this is a gamble by Machado to try and get Trump to change his mind and support her rather than his support for Rodriguez.
What's been your thoughts after we've seen the capture of Nicolas Maduro in Caracas just over a week ago now? Of course, the United States has put all of its energy when it comes to this into convincing American oil companies to invest in the project, which looks in a politically uncertain environment, and less about the politics of Venezuela. However, we are now seeing a meeting arranged between Machado and Trump. How have you analysed the way that the Trump administration has approached Venezuela domestically in terms of its government post the capture of Maduro?
Well, what is quite clear is that the Trump government did no forward thinking of any sensible shape, or no research whatsoever, because the oil industry in Venezuela is not in good shape. It doesn't produce what you could call clean oil. It's a sort of heavy sludge type, and it needs a lot of money and work to turn that into a usable product. And the American oil companies have just been investing heavily in Canada. And why would they want to go to Venezuela, which is politically uncertain, has got absolutely dead infrastructure around the oil system, where they'd have to spend literally hundreds of billions to get anything out? So I think what you'll see is that the pro-Trump oil men will say yes and do nothing, and you'll actually get some strong pushback from the Democrat oil men, who are going to tell Trump straight to his face that this is a stupid idea and you should have done some proper research before you invaded and opened your mouth.
And of course, going back to this meeting that's going to happen, what would success look like at the end of the meeting with President Donald Trump? for Machado, for Trump, and for Venezuelans on the ground?
Well, that's a very good question. That's three questions. Um, for Donald Trump, I think just that he actually sees the lady and supports her and says thank you for your offer of Peace Prize, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to accept it or something. But it's great that you recognise that I am the rightful person to have had the Peace Prize. Full stop. For Machado, she wants Trump to say he'll support her, and he may say that, but I don't think he'll do anything. Certainly, Rubio is not unlikely to do anything. So I think that Machado might go away with a warm and fuzzy feeling that America is on her side in the long term, but underneath it, I don't see that there will be anything. For the Venezuelan public, I really don't see much coming towards them in terms of the oil. They may get more support in other areas from US. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that all the people in Venezuela, or many of them, actually want any support from US, because being invaded rarely has a good feeling to it.
Indeed. Glenn Grant, thank you very much for joining us. As always, it's a pleasure to speak to you. We now